Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. Today I'm going to be trying out this tiny little sample of the PUR 4-in-1 Sculpting Concealer. So I got this in my November 2021 Ipsy Glam bag, which if you have not seen that unbagging video yet, I'll have that linked in the description down below. And this is the product that I chose for that glam bag. And I was so excited to see it as a choice because I've tried out a bunch of different PUR products. I love the brand PUR, and I've tried out a bunch of their 4-in-1 products as well. I've tried out their 4-in-1 powder, moisturizer, foundation, but I haven't tried out the concealer yet, so I'm really excited to try this. I got this in the shade LN2, which I think is actually the lightest shade that it comes in. The full size retails for $22. You can get it at Ulta, and it has high ratings, which I'm really excited about, and it truly sounds awesome. So it's medium to full coverage with a lightweight feel and second skin finish, which I love. I'm very particular about the finish and how it looks on my skin, if it looks textured or not. But it has a lot of benefits in it. So the 4-in-1 is to cover, brighten, plump, and correct. So it's supposed to be moisturizing, it's infused with skincare that's supposed to reduce the appearances of blemishes, redness, fine lines and wrinkles, uneven skin tone, and hyperpigmentation, because it has encapsulated retinol and antioxidant-rich superfoods. And so I love when my makeup also has beneficial skincare ingredients in it, and this has so much. So like I said, the encapsulated retinol, lactic acid, shea butter, ceramides, sodium hyaluronate, green tea, ginseng, vitamin B, turmeric, elderberry, caffeine. Like, wow, the list goes on and on. And now I can finally try it out on my face. So I'm definitely going to try it out on my under eyes. That's what I'm thinking I'll use this for, especially since I got it in the lightest shade. The packaging that the full size comes in looks really cool, but my sample is just this little squeezy. And it does say to blend it out with your finger, so I'm going to try that technique. It's going to take a little bit to start. It does seem like a thin formula. You know how like sometimes concealers are really thick. This one, I mean, right off the bat, seems like a liquid concealer texture. Just focus it on one of my under eyes right now so that we can compare the difference. Definitely nice brightening shade for my under eyes. I like to do a lighter shade than the rest of my skin on my under eyes because I do have such dark under eye circles that I really try to cover up and brighten. But speaking of covering up, I'm really not too impressed with the coverage that I've gotten so far. So maybe it will be buildable, but for medium to full coverage, I was definitely expecting more. But that is almost light to medium coverage so far. But aside from the coverage, the texture looks truly second skin. Like it truly is looking so smooth. And even as I brought it down a little bit onto my cheek here, it looks super smooth over the large pores. Wow. And it's not settling into the lines on my under eye yet. We'll see as time goes on if that does happen. But I also want to try using a little bit of it for spot concealing. See how it does on like this blemish here. I like to blend out my concealer with my dampened sponge, so let's try that out too. I mean, it definitely does not fully cover the way I would want a blemish to be covered. I just feel like for me at this point, if I'm using a concealer, I pretty much need it to be full coverage because that's what I'm using a concealer for, to cover areas where I really want that extra coverage. Oh my goodness. Okay, look, I am trying to squeeze out some more of this tiny little sample and I can't even get any out. not only is it a tiny sample, there is barely anything in here. Yeah, there is nothing in here. I'm so disappointed with Ipsy or PUR, I don't know whose fault it is, for these little tiny empty samples that we got. Okay, tried to squeeze out what I could and maybe took too much. So I'm gonna try and build up a little bit more coverage. I think on the other eye, I'm gonna try out the technique of blending it out with my sponge because I just feel like it takes so long to blend it out with my finger. I mean, it definitely works for this concealer, so I'm interested to compare the two methods because maybe I get more coverage, maybe it's smoother blending it out with my finger, but it takes so long. I mean, I love the texture of it because I'm so particular about my under eyes looking dry and cakey, which a lot of concealers can tend to do. And I think adding some more, I'm now at that medium to full coverage. So I do feel good about my under eye circles being hidden, brightened. Like, look at that difference with it versus without it. I like how this side looks so much better, of course. And no creasing yet. We'll keep an eye on it. But so now that I have some left on my finger, I'm gonna go ahead and apply it onto the other side. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and blend it out. And it really is a thin liquid formula. And so I understand why I need to layer it up to get that coverage. But yeah, like you can see the difference now with the one layer versus layered up with two layers. A big difference in the amount of coverage. This is definitely more light medium, whereas full medium, medium full coverage. So let's see if I can build it up some more, blend it out with the sponge. I really like this shade for me though. Oh goodness, there's a lot more coverage that you get when you blend it out with your finger versus the sponge. Because here I'm still at like a medium coverage, but I want that medium to full coverage that I got in the eye that I blended out with my finger. So wow, it kind of takes a lot of product to get my under eyes looking the way I want. So it's not necessarily the type of concealer where a little goes a long way. And a lot of my concealers are like that, where a little goes a long way. This one I feel like I'd go through so quickly. Wow. Okay, that is like a miracle though. I am not creasing on my under eye. That is so rare. That could really change how I feel about this concealer though, because it's so annoying when my concealer always creases on my under eyes. I've only ever found one concealer that does not crease on my under eyes, and that is the Yensa concealer, which is my favorite concealer. I love that one. But this one might be another one that doesn't crease. And so I am going to continue wearing this and update you in the description down below on my wear test and let you know if this really does stay completely smooth, skin-like in texture, truly that second skin claim, and if it really does not crease. Neither of the eyes, the one with the sponge and the one where I blended out with my finger, neither of them are creasing right now. And that is just amazing to me. Wow. So overall, a really nice concealer, especially when I blend it out with my finger. This is ideal for me. It's covering up my under eyes, it's brightening, it's smooth, it's not creasing. This eye, not my favorite because I am very insecure about my under eye circles, so I really want to get good coverage on that. But wow, This was high rated and I totally understand why. I think they did an amazing job with this concealer, but let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on it. I can't stop looking at it in the mirror being like, holy moly, I can't believe how good my under eye looks. But thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video.